My name is Saleemul Huq. I head the climate change program at the International Institute for Environment and Development based in London in the UK, and I've just been attending the UNFCCC Intersessional in Bangkok at the first week of October. I'm going to be talking about the state of play on adaptation, and particularly adaptation funding, and it's really about four things: adaptation, how much money is needed, where the money will come from, how the money will be channeled, and how the money will be used. In Bangkok, we've made good progress on the last one of those, how the money will be used. There's been some good discussions and various options put forward with respect to which kinds of channels would be used. Developing countries have argued for channeling funds through the UNFCCC funds. Developed countries argue for a variety of funding, including the external funding sources like the World Bank and bilateral agencies, but they also are prepared to put money into a framework convention fund. And with respect to the amounts of money needed, there's still a big gap in countries' understanding, with various estimates being made. The latest estimate coming out of the World Bank says it will need 75 to 100 billion dollars a year, and the amounts of money that are being proposed, particularly from the Annex 1 or the rich countries, is nowhere near that amount. So the big issue on adaptation is very much how much money will be available. There's some also discussion about what the sources of that funding might be, and there are a variety of proposals on the table, ranging from assessed contributions or contributions from the governments of the rich countries, which is the option that the developing countries have put forward. But there are other options, including auctioning of cap and trade, emitting rights in developed countries, and then using a part of that proceeds for adaptation and other climate change related funds. There are proposals from the least developed countries to have an adaptation levy on international air passenger travel, which would raise in the order of 10 to 15 billion dollars a year, and other similar proposals of putting adaptation levies on maritime travel as well. So these will now need to be examined, hammered out, and some consensus achieved. We hope that by Barcelona we may have some level of movement on the funding aspects of it, particularly the amounts available for adaptation, and then by Copenhagen we will have a deal on the adaptation part of the Copenhagen Agreement. I think that is probably one of the elements or building blocks of the Copenhagen Agreement in which it is possible to achieve success fairly easily.